Hey gang, and welcome to the video review of Transformers Generations Deluxe Class Trailcutter. Okay, this guy's Trailbreaker. I like the name Trailbreaker. Trailcutter, it's okay. But what isn't just okay, but actually very, very cool, is this very figure. This is a very nice reimagining of the Trailbreaker figure from the original G1 universe. The only accessory that he comes with is this shield thing. Now, according to the directions, he's supposed to hold it like this. I don't like that. I prefer to use the handle that he has and put it on his arm like a cannon, like blasters. I like that. That is my preferred way to display the figure. Now, you can also remove the little thing, fold it up, and use that peg to peg it into the back of his emitter, or force field emitter, so that he is more like the version you see in the comic books. And speaking of comic books, this figure, like the other three Generations Deluxe Class figure, comes with his very own IDW one-shot, the Trailcutter one-shot, which is an excellent read in my opinion. Even though I like this figure in robot mode quite a bit, there is one little bit of an issue, and that is the way his arms actually peg into the rest of his body. It's using these side mirrors, and as you can see, it doesn't really want to stay pegged in. But other than that, the figure is really, really nice and good looking overall in robot mode. Just a solid robot mode, and please ignore the cutouts here from the assembly of the plastic. Yes, it is a little bit lacking in real detail, but so was the original Trailbreaker, and really Trailcutter doesn't need a whole lot of detail to ooze character. I really like this head sculpt. It's not exactly the way the original G1 figure was, but it's more accurate to the G1 cartoon than anything else. One thing though, the force field emitter is coming off of his back instead of the back of the head. And the head actually does have light piping. You can see it there. Though you're not going to get much light down in there with the emitter up, or deployed. You have to flip the emitter up in order to get any real light piping happening. Still, looks really nice. Like the other Deluxe Class figures, posability is excellent. Head is on a swivel, arms are on a ball joint, though a little bit limited. Swivel right above the elbow, 90-degree bend at the elbow, fists do not rotate. Torso articulation is there. Leg articulation is in the hip, a ball joint, swivel joint right underneath that, and plenty of articulation in that knee, and a little bit of foot articulation per the transformation. This pose is my personal favorite, and it just works really well for him. And you can just fiddle with the arms a little bit to give him a little more active or action pose, but it does throw off the weight distribution a little bit. But I just love this pose. It works really well for this figure. Of the four Deluxe Class figures, I would have to say Trailcutter's transformation is by far the easiest. To start, spin the head around, and then you can fold that up into the body like that. After folding the head up, what we're going to do is grab the chest here and pull it forward and flip it until it won't go up anymore. Then fold the entire torso back along this axis right here, or his tummy, I should say, is the axis. And then it will collapse down, and then you can flip up the hood, which is hidden by the chest. You get the nice hood ornament there. Now that we've got the upper body formed, what we're going to do is unpeg the arms from the sides here, and then flip them around, thus exposing the wheels. Now, what we're going to do here is twist the lower forearms around, fold up the fists, and flip out the doors. Then what we can do is sandwich the upper arms together. You see this peg protrusion here, peg in there. Just kind of connect them and turn these such that they are sitting down like that. And then push on these gray bits and fold the arms up into the lower bit of the hood. Unfortunately, things do have a tendency to get unpegged. And then flip up the arms and peg them into place, like so. Now for the legs, flip up the feet, and then unpeg the side of the knees, and then flip up the lower legs into the upper legs, sandwich them together, and connect the panel sections all up. Flip the emitter down, and take the shield, flip the handle up, and flip the front up, and then that peg right here, and then the front peg will peg into these sections in the back. And that just slides into place and pegs in. And here we have Trailbreaker in vehicle mode. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I adore this vehicle mode. This little vehicle mode is just so cool. Keyword on the little, though. Got this winch here. The paint is good. It's just a wonderful, wonderful advance of the original G1 figure. I just love this little vehicle mode. Yes, it could use a little bit more paint, but I'm happy with the way it is, this whole armored SUV. And what I mean by small, I mentioned small earlier. Here's Cyberverse class Hunger. Notice, he is bigger than Trailcutter's vehicle mode. For another size comparison, here is Cyberverse Twin Strike. He is the same length as Trailcutter is in vehicle mode. He's also roughly the same width. That's insane. Trailcutter is one of those figures that I just enjoy. Is he perfect? By no means. Even though I love him a lot, I really, really don't like the size that his vehicle mode is. It's too small. It is far too small. But, you know, that's going to happen. That's been happening. I can deal. What I really don't care for, though, is the fact that he feels like he's missing paint. And that's just the way it is with Hasbro right now. It feels like there are so many more paint apps that could be added to figures, but they just aren't. And, well, there's nothing, unfortunately, I can do about that other than paint the figures myself. And, well, you and I both know that that could end very badly for all involved. So just getting him situated here back in robot mode. He's got a pretty nifty transformation. It is a little bit expected in the fact that I looked at just looking at pictures of him, I could kind of figure it out. But overall, Trailcutter's a pretty nifty figure, and I recommend picking him up. I think he's fun. If I had to say which figures to get from this set, I would say get Prime and get Megatron first, then Trailcutter. I'm not saying don't get Trailcutter because I think he definitely belongs in your collection, but if you're a G1 fan, if you're a big G1 fan, Trailcutter is definitely a must-to-have. So guys, this has been Baltmatrix for Transformers Generations 2013 Deluxe Class Trailcutter. I think you should pick him up, and I'll catch you next time.